Happening now, a new partnership is underway in Jamestown.
To me, it'll bring more professional and more pride for our providers.
To help provide a boost to local first responders. And the man accused of carrying out a hate-filled racist attack on a Buffalo supermarket pleads guilty. Plus, a look at the final preparations ahead of Saturday's holiday parade in the city of Jamestown.
Please come, and if you can't come, Western New York News Now will be situated up behind me somewhere.
What you need to know, next.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
And thank you for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. Those stories and more are coming up, but first, we have the latest on a Sunday afternoon trailer fire in northern Chautauqua County, which has now been deemed suspicious. It happened just before 4:30 p.m., where the Brockton Fire Department responded to a semi-trailer fire on School Street there in Brockton. While what sparked flames is still under investigation, the sheriff's office says a 53-foot semi-trailer was likely burned in a suspicious manner. A probe continues as of this morning. And a residential fire in the town of Gary was likely sparked by a faulty power strip. The Gary and Sinclairville Fire Departments responded to 2200 Old Chautauqua Road around 11 a.m. Sunday. After flames were extinguished, the sheriff's office fire investigation team was called in. Investigators determined that a power strip became damaged and was faulted. This caused the wire and surrounding debris to combust. Luckily, no injuries were reported as a result of the fire. A Jamestown man faces charges after allegedly threatening a woman with a knife during a shoplifting incident at our local Big Lots store. Officers with Jamestown Police responded to the Brooklyn Square retailer on Saturday. Following an investigation, it was determined that Zachary Wilson allegedly brandished a knife, causing the victim to fear for her safety. Furthermore, Wilson allegedly stole merchandise from inside the store. The 29-year-old was later taken into custody and charged with menacing and petty larceny. After booking, police said he was released with an appearance ticket to Jamestown City Court. Well, SUNY Jamestown Community College has partnered with UPMC to roll out a new program for students looking to gain their paramedic certification. As our Alyssa Wright reports, it's part of an effort to foster new recruits in a vital profession.
This new program will give students the opportunity to learn in a mixed environment of lecture and hands-on, preparing them for their certification test at the end of their educational journey.
Anybody interested in this program would have an opportunity to work with some very exciting, engaging, and passionate instructors.
Despite the class itself not starting for another 2 months, Program Director Brian Wilcox says he is already seeing a good jump on the enrollment.
And we've actually filled the seats for this class already. Which is something we're extremely thrilled with.
To both Wilcox and academic advisor Ellen Lenning, the partnership was a no-brainer.
By joining with JCC for us, it brings that added ability to go after the degree after you're done. It brings more, to me, it'll bring more professional and more pride for our providers to be able to walk and say, not only am I a paramedic, but I have a degree also, in JCC, Jamestown Community, just made perfect sense.
This is a second partnership we have at this level. We also have a radiologic technology partnership, and now this paramedic agreement with UPMC. We're very, very happy to be able to offer students a chance to take college level credit courses to complement their paramedic training.
This program, however, is not the first step to becoming a certified paramedic.
Before you can begin the paramedic training with Brian, you have to have an EMT, emergency medical technician certification.
In Jamestown, Alyssa Wright, WNY News Now.
Alyssa, thank you. For more information about the new program, or those who maybe are interested in signing up, are asked to visit sunyjcc.edu. Well, the holiday season officially arrived in northern Chautauqua County over the weekend.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Merry Christmas.
The city of Dunkirk hosted its Christmas on Central event on Saturday, In an effort to spotlight local businesses and bring the community together, the day was filled with music, crafts, carriage rides, and of course, a visit from Santa Claus. Officials ended the day with a much-anticipated Christmas tree lighting ceremony in front of Dunkirk City Hall. Saturday also marked Small Business Saturday, during which residents were encouraged to shop local. If you missed the festivities or maybe just need a bit more time to get into the holiday spirit, you're in luck. The Village of Fredonia are hosting its own Miracle on Main Street event. That's next weekend for all who are interested. Certainly so many festive things to get into it. It seems like just after Thanksgiving, it's full force Christmas, although for some people, it's full force Christmas before Thanksgiving. I know that's kind of the story with our families, Dakota, and we got the Christmas decorations up, the trees are up, and
Yep.
we're in full Santa mode.
Yep, all the decorations are done. The tree is up, all decorated, and we're ready to go. And you can see on the satellite and radar composite, yeah, we're not seeing too much in the way of precipitation or sunshine, for that matter. Just lots of clouds around for this Monday, and that's pretty much the way it's going to stay through this day. Just lots of clouds, and I don't think we're going to see any sunshine at all today. We topped out at 49 yesterday. That's above average. We started the day at 35. That low temperature, we haven't budged from that. We have stayed at 35 for the past several hours. We're going to budge any more than that. 71 and -5 are the record. So I want to go hour by hour and for you, and you'll see here that we are suggesting that temperatures should at least go into the mid 30s, but I'm not sure if we're going to go any further than that 35 than where we're at right now. But we'll talk about some more weather that is on the way with the Ultimate Satellite Solution 7-day in just a few minutes. Justin?
All right, Dakota, we will see you back in just a little bit. Thank you. As we continue, an important warning for jewelers here in New York about consumer scams. And later, we're taking a closer look at the billions in unemployment fraud here in the Empire State. Stay with us. WNY News Now. We'll be right back.
Wishing you a safe and happy holiday season. WNY News Now, the Jolly Team, where coverage comes first.
Looking for a fair and honest auto mechanic? Look no further than DeWyas Auto Service. Located at 140 Main Street in Randolph, our family-owned business is ready for all of your automotive needs. From general service to more complex repairs, count on DeWyas Auto to keep you on the road. We not only keep your cars running smoothly, but also looking great with our expert detailing crew. Send us a message on Facebook or call us today at 716-358-2292 to set up an appointment. DeWyas Auto Service. Fair, honest, and the best prices guaranteed.
Welcome to WNY News Now's in Channel 716 presentation of the Jamestown Holiday Parade. We are celebrating along with hundreds of other folks from the Pearl City as we ring in holiday cheer. 2, 1.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor.
Testicular cancer is the leading form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35.
1 in 250 men will be diagnosed with testicular cancer.
But 98% will survive if detected early.
As a survivor, I believe early detection is the key. Learn how to do a testicular self-exam and other important facts about testicular cancer at oneball4tc.com.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
The accused suspect in the Buffalo Tops grocery store mass shooting has pled guilty. Peyton Grengen faced 25 counts, including 10 counts of first-degree murder in connection with the May 14th attack. According to an attorney for a number of his families, he entered the plea on all counts today. The shooting suspect was scheduled to be in court last week, but the hearing was adjourned due to winter weather. Grenjand also faces charges for separate federal hate crimes that could result in a death sentence if he's convicted. The U.S. Justice Department has not said whether they would seek capital punishment for this. Buyer beware, according to a New York State jewelry store. They've seen an influx of fake jewelry from people who were victims of a high-pressure scam. Scammers are reportedly approaching people to ask for money, all under the guise that they ran out of money or gas and they need help immediately. The pitch is all wrapped up in a sad story, and it typically happens in parking lots, gas stations, and other areas. These scammers said that they try to sell their jewelry for whatever the victim might have in their pocket, but the jewelry is worthless. The jewelry is marked as 18-karat gold, but local jewelry stores say it's definitely not real gold. A store owner who spoke to our news partner WNY said, in fact, just in 1 week alone, they've encountered 9 people who were scammed. One person was scammed for $900. Ooh, gotta be careful. A recent audit report from the New York State Comptroller estimates $11 billion were lost in unemployment fraud. Our New York Capitol correspondent Elise Klein speaks to lawmakers about the Department of Labor and if they will move forward with an investigation on this subject.
A recent audit report from the New York State Comptroller finds deficiencies in the management of unemployment insurance fraud during the pandemic. The report examined claims made through the state's Department of Labor through January 2020 to March 2020. The report found an estimation of $11 billion in improper payments. Some lawmakers say the Department of Labor should have provided better oversight.
But to see that $11 billion in fraud happen under their watch with no oversight is just it's criminal. And there needs to be really an investigation into this to see how this happens, so something like this will never, ever happen again.
Other lawmakers agree there should be accountability.
It's unfortunate it happened. It's inexcusable in many circumstances. And quite honestly, I think the average person wants to know what exactly happened. And therefore, I do think we should be doing a review of some sort.
McDonald also says the pandemic did put extra pressure on agencies like the Department of Labor. In an email to WNY, the Department of Labor states the pandemic placed an unprecedented amount of stress on unemployment insurance systems nationwide and that they are implementing changes to improve the system and address the audit's findings. In Albany, Elise Klein, WNY News Now.
Elise, thank you. New Yorkers working in the mental health field will soon see some relief. New York State announcing that $9 million in funding will go towards a loan repayment program to help agencies recruit and retain staff. The program will provide loan repayments of up to $120,000 for psychiatrists and $30,000 for psychiatric nurse practitioners. Workers awarded funds through the program must commit to their employer for 3 years. Well, coming up next, the latest travel woes for those trying to get back home still following Thanksgiving. And later, a look at final preparations ahead of this week's Christmas and holiday parade here in Jamestown. But we return first with a full look at our weather forecast. Stay right there. WNY News Now. We'll be back after this.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Welcome to WNY News Now's in Channel 716 presentation of the Jamestown Holiday Parade. We are celebrating along with hundreds of other folks from the Pearl City as we ring in holiday cheer.
2, 1.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Wishing you a safe and happy holiday season. WNY News Now, the Jolly Team, where coverage comes first.
Fast, accurate, and every day. First Defense Weather.
Welcome back, everybody. And even though the ski resorts, one of them has opened, they are closed now because obviously of the weather that's coming up this week. Holiday Valley opened last week, 4 to 20 cases, but they are closed until Friday, and that is due to the weather that we have coming up this week with some of the warmer air and the rain. Not going to be good for that snowpack that fell, of course, over the past couple of weeks, and the ski conditions as well. Kind of quiet downtown, but it's cloudy. 35 as of noon hour right now. As I mentioned, we have not budged from this 35 degree. This is where we started the day, the low temperature. We haven't budged from that at all so far today. A northwest wind to 10, that's the culprit. The wind chill down to 27, and we're going to be struggling to get anywhere past that 35 degree high for today. Now, the next thing we're keeping an eye on is going to be Wednesday. The winds come up with a strong cold front, and I think we could be looking at wind gusts potentially almost around 60 miles an hour in some spots, especially near the Lake Erie shoreline and across the highest hilltops. And again, we would not be surprised if we see some sort of wind advisory or warning for Wednesday. This would mainly be Wednesday morning and early Wednesday afternoon. As that cold front crosses, that'll bring not only rain, but also gusty winds as well. Also wanted to show you the tropical satellite because this right here, what you see right there, the little flare on Hawaii, is actually a volcano eruption that occurred early this morning on the island of basically on the island. This is a volcano that's been dormant for, I think it's been 30 years. It hasn't erupted, and it just erupted this morning, and so you can see that on the tropical satellite imagery. So I wanted to show you that because I thought that was very interesting and would make a nice little thing to show you. So kind of swinging it back here, nothing going on. We have high pressure building into the Great Lakes now, but we have this boundary situated right across the region. This boundary is keeping the cloud cover in place and also may produce light drizzle at times through the afternoon. You can see Future Scan picks up on that. It depicts it as snow. Not out of the question, it could be a light snow flurry, but we're thinking if any precipitation falls today, it would be mainly in the term of a drizzle. But the clouds are really going to stay in place through the overnight hours. We'll call mostly cloudy. Temperatures don't dip back too much, lower 30s for much of the area tomorrow. Now Tuesday, I do think we're going to see some breaks in the cloud deck through the day on Tuesday, so we are going to see some limited sunshine sneaking in here, but again, don't expect too much in the way of sunshine. Then here comes the cold front as we arrive on Wednesday. This will bring widespread rain showers to the region, and also with those gusty winds as well. So we have to keep an eye on that for maybe some damaging wind gusts. So the next 7 days, powered by Ultimate Satellite Solutions, you can see we're up to 45 tomorrow, 50 on Wednesday. Then we're back down to 32 on Thursday. There could be some accumulating snow Thursday and Thursday night. Again, too early to know any details on that. Then temperatures kind of go below average again for the weekend, Justin, as we dry out with partly to mostly sunny skies.
All right, Dakota, thank you very much. And I love the forecast right now. If you keep it an isolated shower Saturday for the parade, but obviously things can change before then, so I know you'll keep us updated. Thank you very much. Well, let's get some headlines now from around the nation. And 2 people are recovering after a small plane crashed into a tower and power lines in Maryland on Sunday night. Officials in Gaithersburg, Maryland, say the craft was dangling around 100 feet from the ground, which made it tough for crews to rescue the man and woman inside. During the early hours of Monday morning, the 65-year-old pilot and his 66-year-old passenger were taken out of the wreckage and to a medical facility for treatment. Although their injuries were reported to be serious, they are not expected to be life-threatening. The incident cut power to more than 120,000 residents in the area for a few hours today. The FAA and the NTSB are investigating the cause. Well, the post-holiday travel rush is in full swing. Travelers trying to get home across the country are being met with several flight delays, as severe weather systems in certain parts of the U.S. could also impact millions this week. Gloria Pazmino has the latest from New York.
It's a busy Thanksgiving travel day at airports across the country, where thousands of flight delays are impacting travelers. By Sunday afternoon, more than 2,000 flights within or coming into or out of the U.S. had been delayed. 59 U.S. flights were canceled, according to FlightAware. Compared to last year, post-pandemic, for every 100 people who flew in 2021 on Thanksgiving Day, there are 177 people flying out this year on the Sunday after Thanksgiving, according to TSA.
I think it's exciting that things are relatively back to normal, especially after the pandemic. And I'm grateful the lines don't look too bad quite yet. Definitely saw more people when I was traveling last week here.
The Sunday after Thanksgiving can be a brutal travel day for some. According to AAA, nearly 55 million Americans were expected to travel 50 miles or more for the holiday. That's a 1.5% increase from last year. In New York, at LaGuardia Airport, travelers expecting big crowds early on Sunday were happy not to see long lines.
It actually feels pretty good. When we left Florida, we had heard the same thing, that there were going to be 150,000 passengers, and that actually the airport was easy to get in and out of, and this feels fantastic.
The weather is also causing travel headaches. A large storm system is sweeping the Midwest to the Northeast, and multiple storms in the Southeast may cause complications for travelers. Reporting from LaGuardia Airport in New York, I'm Gloria Pazmino.
Gloria, thank you. Well, the White House, they're getting ready for the Christmas season. The theme for this year's celebration is We the People. It was chosen by First Lady Jill Biden today. In a message from the 2022 White House Holiday Guide, Mrs. Biden says despite different traditions, Americans all believe in optimism, possibility, and unity. More than 150 people volunteered to help bring this display to life. The White House's Blue Room will hold a Christmas tree, which is nearly 19 feet tall. More than 83,000 lights decorate 77 trees across the White House, with displays, garlands, and wreaths all around as well. Well, coming up next, we go from Christmas in Washington to Christmas here at home. A look at the final preparations happening right now for Jamestown's holiday parade, which kicks off this weekend.
Wishing you a safe and happy holiday season. WNY News Now, the Jolly Team, where coverage comes first.
I know what you're thinking. I need a job. I need a new career.
Well, I've been there.
I've been there.
I've been there. I wasn't happy with what I was doing.
After high school, I didn't have a plan.
I just wanted to start working. I got laid off twice, but you gotta keep going.
You just need the right skills. Find an apprenticeship.
I found a 2-year IT program.
I found a medical course online.
I'm now a consultant in the tech space.
You have more options than you think. You can do this.
You will find something.
You will find something new.
WNY News Now is covering stories that matter to you.
Police and other local law enforcement agencies are looking for the person responsible for a shooting.
One of the benefits of this new feature is it not only works with the newer parking meters that the city's been rolling out, but these traditional meters as well.
From muddy trails to slick cliff edges to structures that have fallen into disrepair, these are just some of the problems that this park faces.
WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Right here, baby. Look. Uma. ¿Cuántos años tienes?
Noah. Something more than a birthday is happening here. Once you can see it, you can help. The sooner you recognize the signs of autism, the sooner you can make a lifetime of difference for your child. Start by answering a few simple questions at screenforautism.org.
Welcome to WNY News Now's in Channel 716 presentation of the Jamestown Holiday Parade. We are celebrating along with hundreds of other folks from the Pearl City as we ring in holiday cheer.
2, 1. Hey!
welcome back. One of the area's largest and most notable Christmas celebrations is returning to Jamestown this Saturday. Our Bronson Rasmussen joining me live in studio with what organizers are doing for this year's spectacle. And it's a lot of fun coming up.
That's right, Justin. Organized by Collaborative Children's Solution and the City of Jamestown, the 2022 Jamestown Christmas Parade's theme this year is the Season of Joy, a way to showcase how you can express your own personal joy during the holiday season.
I didn't know how special this parade was to everyone. It really was. Just from the messages, the registrations, the offers to help, I guess I really didn't know how special it was. And I'm glad that it's, once again, for the children. You know, kids should be able to celebrate Christmas with a parade. I'm all about that, yeah.
The parade itself will begin on the 3rd Street Bridge, and after a silent section between Lafayette and Washington Streets, the enclave will then continue through downtown Jamestown, ultimately ending at City Hall.
Either adults or children or pets that are sensitive to loud noises. We've done that with our fireworks show this year. We've established a quiet zone, like I said, as quiet as you can be during a parade. We would just ask that all fire horns are not blown in this section. You know, you'll catch the high school band just tapping on their drums as they go through, but no loud blaring music.
This year's Grand Marshals are the Stone family, who will be honored for their work helping our foster care system here in Chautauqua County.
We work together with the Stones, the Stone family, Danielle, Matt, and their children, and they were able to put together over 100 birthday boxes for CASA and New Directions of Chautauqua County, which is really important for 100 kids in foster care. To be able to celebrate their special day in 2023, their birthday, and so we've awarded them the Grand Marshals for all they've done, just not this year, but in years for the foster care system in Chautauqua County.
Right now, there are 75 different participants signed up for this year's parade, from local businesses, dance groups, fire departments, and of course, the Jamestown Red Raider Marching Band. Now, the spectacle is scheduled to kick off on Saturday, December 3rd at 6 p.m. with an annual municipal tree lighting and fireworks display as well.
Yeah, and it is such an incredible time for so many people in the community now. If you happen to not be able to make it out this weekend, we of course got you covered. You can watch the festivities live end to end. It'll honestly be one of the best seats in the house and from the comfort of your own living room. It starts at 6 o'clock, as Bronson mentioned, on channel 716 on Roku and our 24-hour streaming network. WNY News Now is a proud sponsor of this year's Christmas parade as well. So we hope you can join us for the celebrations. And by the way, it'll also be available on demand afterwards. So if you do go out in person, you can watch it again. And for so many people, it's become quite a tradition to be able to be a part of this parade for many, many years. I know during the pandemic, I myself was sad that it didn't take place in its traditional fashion. They did have that reverse parade, which was a really good substitute, but to be able to have it back last year and back to really full force this year is awesome. And I love the way, I got to give it to Patrick Smeraldo and Collaborative Children's Solutions. I love the way that the parade is becoming this driver for charitable donations, for Toys for Tots, for causes like the Stone family, for honoring people in our community who are doing incredible things. And it really tells the story of who we are, right? Chautauqua County is one of the most giving places, I think, in New York State, if not the nation, where we come together for so many great causes. I know that Saturday, the Blue Star Moms will be packing boxes for troops overseas. So it's just awesome. And I gotta say, it's so humbling to be part of that and to see the smile on the kids' faces. It's all about the kids at the end of the day.
That was more or less Patrick's message with everything. It's all about the kids. And if I can, I kind of want to take a step back. Thanksgiving was last week.
I know.
I mean,
here we are.
We're talking about Christmas all of a sudden, but you
get on the Polar Express, folks. It is full steam ahead throughout the next 4 weeks, or under 4 weeks, I think, right?
Yeah.
It's about 4 weeks, give or take, until the Christmas season. So certainly so exciting for so many people. Well, that is going to do it for our broadcast today. Of course, news continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com. We'll leave you with this live look over Lakeside Park in Mayville. Have a great day.
Is that a bit of snow I see there?